Hello, welcome to my craft room with Rhoda. Today we're working on the Cathedral room in the Haunted Mansion journal. And before we get started, of course, we have to have the sneaky peek. And I'm getting to the end of this book as well. Okay, that page didn't have anything. Here we go. This is interesting. I'm going to have to show you both pages because I think it all goes together. Yeah. This was what scrapbooking with me, Edith thought of this, and she called it a sailor hat. And if you look at it, part of it here, and then that point looks like a sailor's hat. But it was to wind around your page. This side is tuck, and I have that in there. It's glued here and here. And then I made a little belly band here. This is one of those Stamperia pads. That's where most of this paper's from. And it's that lilac one I love. And I have a lot of stuff on here from that. Then it comes over to this side. And what you do is I put a dot of glue there. And I think I glued it here and here. But you were supposed to have two big tucks that went way down in there. So actually I have a tuck here. I have a tuck here. And then this one actually is a tuck all the way around, I think. Yes, it is. I just didn't put anything in these two sections. That's another little piece that I just kind of cut apart and put together. And the way this went down, I think I went like that with the glue. I'm pretty sure. I put some glossy accents on the butterfly, so he was bright. It had some glitter paper here that the square was made out of. I got little dangles on each one of these outer tags. So I thought that turned out pretty cute. And I don't know that I've actually got that much. Let me snoop. I don't really have much of anything else left in here. Yeah. I wrote on this one. This is where we went over to West Virginia, and we were in the third largest flood of the area. So I thought that troubled with water worked really well right here. Yeah, that was it. That's all I have. So that was, and then I have a tuck here. And yeah. So that's all. That one's history. That's all she wrote. Okay. So I have to find another book. Now, what we're going to be working on, I don't know if you remember this. Is this? Yeah. This is the one that was the tower room. So I thought this paneled area worked really well for the cathedral. But we're going to enhance it a bit. I have also these, the etc. They're a cathedral window, but they're the baseboards or really thick board kind of things. And I used one big one and one small one. And I'll have one for each of the two journals I'll have this in. Then there was this one, and where's the other one? These two came out of an ephemera pack from one of the... it's one of those I just bought. I think it was the layers and paper dolls, because these were considered a layer. And they're like a big journal card. And I inked that. That's why that's colored. But yeah, that's where that came from. So this is going in the one journal, and this is going in the other. And I thought it reflected these arches so well. And it all went together. So I was happy. Okay, let me figure out what I'm doing here. Okay, first, we're going to colorize this. That's what we're doing. And I'm not always together. I need to put this down because we're going to use some foundry wax. And let me put that over here because that's going to be used too at a certain point in time. Now I got these two foundry waxes, Gilded and Statue. I started with Gilded and painted this with a brush, not my finger this time. And excuse my fingers, they're still getting over the dyeing of the papers, which I will show at the end of this. I have another batch of papers to show you. But what you want to do, and I'm getting the hang of this foundry wax. You want to get that little ball in there, shaking around, and I'm shaking it every which way but loose, because you want this to come out nice and thick. Okay, and I'm putting it on here. Yeah, that's nice and thick. Okay. Yeah, you don't want it watery or it just doesn't do anything. So what we're going to do is we're going to get on here and start painting away. And you just have to go all over it. And let me finish this up and I'll come back and show you how it gets heated. Okay, I had to move fast because this stuff, it dries up so quickly. But you just kind of slop it on there. In places where you got like a thicker area, it'll bubble up and look like a big drip of wax. I guess that's why they call it foundry wax. But let's heat it up with our heat gun. Hopefully you can see this turn. You can see it getting a little bit lighter. And it glistens. Yeah. It's really neat stuff. I'm still learning the ins and outs of it. You've got to really shake it up good to make it thick. Okay. I'm going to turn this around. And once it dries, if you don't heat it, it just crumbles off. It's like over here, it's just dry and brittle. Okay, next we're going to do another color. As you can see, this is kind of what I come up with. And then we're going to add this darker color, which is Statue. Gosh. All right, I'll put a little bit more of that down. This one is just for, little patches of detail. Just so it looks like there's a little bit of shade or difference in the, I guess this would be gold. If it was in a cathedral. Oh, I wanted to thank everybody for coming to visit and checking out my item today, which is going to be a lot of mixed media. I've got a lot of different mixed medias here. So we're just going to dab on the last bit of this. I don't think I need any more. It was just to get a little bit of a difference. Okay, let's see what we got now. Oh yeah. I guess it works better with metal, but it will work on this chipboard really well, I've noticed. I used it on something the other day. It did not work with it at all. Okay. There. I'm trying to get that out of the way, sorry. Okay, that's how it turned out. I mean, I'm fine with it looking rough. Now, you could get in here with some marker, distress crayon, or whatever you might think. Now, I'm going to go ahead and wash this out, and I'll show you how I did it, because I don't recall them having any kind of explanation on how to clean your brushes, but I'm using this hand sanitizer, which of course has alcohol in it. I'm going to use this side, and I just, oh gosh, I put a lot, I put a lot more down than I expected I did. Okay, but yeah, I just rub it through there, and it cleans my brush really well. And you just keep going and going until you're out of the clean hand sanitizer. Yeah. Okay, I think that's it. And and of course the alcohol evaporates in this, and your brush is as good as new. Okay, next on our list, I'm going to save this for the rub and dub, which is coming up. And next we're going to work on our wall. And what I wanted to show you was, I'm going to put this here. I'm not sure why I have both papers, but anyhow, I've got this. This is from the Foreboding stamp set. That's the one that's got that really cool skeleton in it, but it's like a distress stamp. It gets put up there in that corner. Well, I'm using my what is it? My VersaFine pigment ink. I wanted this to be sort of dark, like it would be in a cathedral. And you've seen people with those holders, like when they're going to ink a lot. I was going to show you this too. When somebody's going to ink a lot, they have these little things with rubber bands across them, and you set that on there, and then you're able to keep going back and forth. Well, I found out the lid works just as good. So you don't need to make one of those things or buy one of those things. Just use your lid, turn it upside down. I know I've seen that on Scrapbooking with Me. One of their daughters has some kind of a laser cutter or something that they do that with. Now this is just me going around the outside edge here, and I'm just putting this kind of a splatter stamp, and it's just to give me some kind of a texture around the outside area. And I'll put one down like that because there's a fold right there somewhere. Yeah. Okay. And you're just going to work your way around, and you twirl it and twist it because you want a little variation. Okay. Now this one, I think I need to put a little bit down through the center here. Kind of like down through here. Whoops. I forgot I was supposed to be going the other way. All right. And I'm going to finish this outer edge here. And sometimes you can get a double stamping. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and do the outside of this one too, because I'm not sure how much I'm going to need to cover here. All right. Trying to figure out which way to turn. There. Okay. Whoops. Let me see. I got a little bit here. I can get on there. There we go. All right. So I've got that done. And next on our list is the texture paste. It's really cool stuff. Okay, let me get this out of the way. These are done. I got stuff everywhere, don't I? All right, now the texture paste. I'm using this stencil, sorry. This stencil right here, it's called Layering Stencil, Crossed Layering Stencil, THS090. And I thought it looked like it's the crosses in your cathedral, maybe on the wall as wallpaper, or, you know, something else. So we're going to get this texture paste, which is black opaque. I love this stuff. It's like butter. Goes on so smooth. Lovely. It's just lovely. And you don't need that much, just a tiny bit. Just about like that. And what we're going to do is we're just going to go, oh, first we need to ink the edge. I forgot all about that. I forgot to tell you about inking the edge. I'm going to use some this black soot distress ink and just go along the edge real quick. And that's all we have to do, just to kind of frame it. I always like to make it kind of look like it's framed out. Well, it was another nice day today. I'm so surprised. I didn't do much anything though. Lazy. Maybe I'm trying to rest up for my trip. That's coming up soon. All right. And what I need to do here is just a little bit. It's going to get caught in the spine, or the signature, so I don't really need to do it all the way down. I just wanted to have it look like it was leading off. Okay, that's done. Now we're going to get to the texture paste. Yeah, the fun stuff. Okay, now we're going to put this across here and make sure, yep, right side up. Always make sure you're right side up. And then we're just going to kind of smear it down. And it sort of adheres, and the suction will keep it on there. And what we're just going to do is just kind of going to trickle across there. I don't want to be even Steven. I want it to have a little variation. I don't need it to be too tall over here or too far down, because the one window is coming to be here. And it's going to peak up about right there. So now let's go to the other side. See how it looks? Isn't that pretty? And it's got to dry. So I've got another one already made. I think with this one, I don't have anything bleeding. I'm going to go over here to the edge and kind of come down. So we're going to do it that way on this side. And we're going to do the same thing. We're just going to kind of come down through there. I got a journal card that's going to hide a good bit of this. But I did need some of this along the outside edge. Maybe I can get a little bit more right in there. There we go. I think that'll do it. I'm going to take the excess and put it back in my container, because I didn't contaminate it with anything else, so we're good. Oh, get the rest of it off there. There we go. Yeah, this stuff is great. I'm wondering about getting some more if they only have it at Halloween. Okay, that's what we got. Got one going across and one coming down. All right, let me go clean this off real quick and I'll be right back. All right, next we're going to use the Rub and Buff, the Antique Gold. And we're going to see if I can just touch it a little bit on the tops, I guess, of some of the crosses. Now, I made a hole in here to make, oh gosh, it's coming out the side. I just will get rid of this stuff. It's coming out everywhere. Oh, it's coming out the side more than it is the top. Okay. Let's see if this will work for me. I can't believe this. Okay, so yeah. Anyhow, you get it and you just kind of, I don't think it's working. I don't think it's working. What if I can take and brush it? let's try that. See if I can clean it off my finger. This is the part I wasn't sure about. I don't know if I can use this. Well, it stinks, that's for sure. Mm. I don't think it's doing anything here. I wondered about using the foundry wax on it, but I don't know that I can. I kind of just wanted to have a little bit of a gold look to it. Yeah, it's kind of there. Some pieces I got a little more on there than I wanted, but yeah, I'm just guesstimating. Okay. Yeah, see, it didn't do as well as I thought. And I think it's time to get rid of it anyway. It's had a hole in it. Maybe it was just a little too old. Okay, so let's continue. We're going to work with this. I know this will work. All right, this is the one that I have inked the edge because I know it's going to stick over just a little bit, but it's basically a pocket. And then this is going to be kind of up here. So I think my pocket is going to be this way instead of this way. I had wanted it to open up there, but I want this other one to be here. Yeah, just about like that. And then I have this one, which goes on this side. And it's going to be about like there. This guy is going to be near the bottom. He's like the minister. I have this little piece from Paper Crafting with Miss Tommy. I think I'm going to put that along the bottom. And then I've got a few flowers from one of my other ephemera kits up here. So I don't know that I'm going to probably put a few flowers maybe. Because they're really dark, really somber in some cases. I've got a really big one here. Like that one could go like right there, underneath. Yeah, something like that. This one could go maybe over here. And I was sort of going to make this into a tuck on this side. Yeah, I like that. Okay, that works for me. And what I wanted to do, instead of a stained glass window, I have this little paper pad. I got it Hobby Lobby. And it's got these really dark with some gold hints with foil. It's called Moody Floral. And I thought, that might work just right. So what we're going to do is we're going to put this in here. Oh, not that way. I think it's this way. Yeah, put it in there about like that. And then I'll cut a little piece off here and cover the top. But that is going to be my window. And that's going to go like that. And he's going to go in here in front of it. Or is it going to go this way? Maybe it'll go that way because he's going to cover up some of those flowers. Yeah, let's do it that way. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and put me some glue on the back side of this. It's going to go over the whole back except for the top peak. And I hope it doesn't suck up my glue. If that's the case, I should have used some fabric tack. Okay. Alright. Now let's see what we got. So we're going to put that. I'm not taking it off of there just in case. Okay, right there. Oops, it bled out a little bit. That didn't sound right, did it? It bled out. Alright, I'm going to trim off this little piece right here. Let's see if I can get that one up in the peak. Yeah. Put that piece up in here. There. I'll wait for that to dry, and I'm not sure. I'm not going to put one on that one so you can see the crosses behind it. We're going to do it like that. All right. So while we're waiting for that one to dry completely, we're going to put him on there. And I'm guessing he's going to go all the way up there and here and across the bottom, I think. I'm still debating this piece, but I needed something to finish off him at the bottom. Okay. Do I still want that? They look like little crosses. That's why I kind of liked them. Let's go around here and then finish this one off. There. Now what does it look like? It also looks like a little fence, kind of like a church fence. All right, let's see what we got here. These holes are getting me. All right. Yeah, I'm doing this in the evening. I've got this thing about reading lately. I just love to read. I call it a sickness. I think it's when I want to rest my brain is when I'll start to read. Okay. Well, I can see a hole coming through right up at the top. Maybe it's not visible. We're going to hope. All right. And I'm going to have that go right across the bottom. So, yeah, that'll work. Okay. Whoops. So if I messed up this lower portion of this window, this is hiding it. Okay, now what we need to do, it's kind of pretty. Now what we need to do is get this down. And I think I'm going to, since there's bumps here, I think I'm going to use this. Because, you know, I'm going to cross this texture paste. And I think it might work better if I have this fatter glue adhesive on here. So we're going to do it that way. All right. And I think I was going up like that. Yeah. The crossover's right there. This is going to go right here. Maybe I can move that out a little more. Yeah. And now I am going to use this on the back of here. I had thought to make this a tuck, but, you know, oh, I was going to make it a tuck. Oh. I was going to make it a tuck. Let's see what we can do here. Okay. Let me get off here for a second and let this dry, and I'll be right back. Okay, now I have these sticker crosses, and I really like this ornamental one here. I thought that might be a really pretty one to put across the top of this window. The other little one I've got another plan for. Alright, let's see what we can do here. Put a little bit of extra glue on there. I don't know if it's going to actually touch anything else or not. Let's see. Yeah, let's put it right here. It doesn't have anything holding it in the center, but that's okay. I'd rather have it hanging, holding it on the edges here. Okay, now, got that taken care of. And then, on this one, I've got this fleur-de-lis. It's a button. And I'm going to cut that off, and I'm going to probably put that probably up in here somewhere. I'll figure that out in a minute, though. Okay, next. Got that taken care of. Our next assignment is getting this pocket down. And we're going to glue it this way because this is going to be the opening. So, we're going to go around until we meet the edge of the page. And hopefully that took care of that. Because that is right there. Yeah, I think, well, nope, I don't think it did. I can always wipe it off, but it's harder to get up under there. Alright. So this is going to go right there. And always make sure your fold is still going to work correctly. This spread is going to be in the middle of the signature, so you can see both sides. So it's going to work hand in hand with each other. Alright, so we're going to see if we got anything on this side to wipe off. And then this piece is going to go down here. And then this piece is going to go over here. And it has to go down first because it's going to go underneath of that. Alright. You know, I don't have flowers for the other one. I'm going to have to figure something else out for it. That's the only problem doing two. Like two spreads. You never know if you're going to have enough. I can always ad lib. They're not exactly alike. There's a little difference in both of them. Okay. So this one is going to go about like that. And then this is going to go on the back of this. Yep. I like to thank all my subscribers and viewers for supporting me. I really appreciate it. I've been doing pretty well lately. I guess everybody's into Halloween. I've been doing nothing but that, seems like. Alright. I'm sure I'm going to be adding more to this to try to make it spookier. Because I've got some spiders. And I got a few other things too. Now, the one thing I've got over here where I was mistakenly putting that down. I have this, like it's like choir paper. But I'm going to cut this in half, so I've got one for each of my pages. And then I'm going to cover the back with that, and it's going to get folded. That's going to be where you can write inside. It's like a little hymn book. And I'm going to go right like that, and that's going to get tucked in here. It may have to get cut down a little bit more, just so it kind of fits in there. Let's see. Okay, I have my little sticker cross on my booklet, and it's going to go in kind of like this. I don't mind that it sticks out a little bit. I can still cut a little bit off if I want to, but I wondered about cutting a little bit off of there and making it kind of like an arch shape. So that could be a possibility as well. Let me just go ahead and do that. And kind of give it the impression that it is an arch. And then I guess with that, you can just do it like you do tags. And go over here and copy that on this side. Okay, now let's see. I'm good with that. I have a little bit of white sticking out there where I didn't fold it correctly. Better. Well, I guess I need to go a little more. It's basically all up to what you feel like you want to do here. I did want it to stick out a little bit. I thought that would be kind of interesting. Yeah, sort of like that. That works for me. And then the fleur-de-lis, I have cut the back off. And we're going to see about getting it in that hole, or as close as possible. Then I have to show you my papers, and then I'm done. Okay. There we go. It'll dry. I'm not going to do much more to it. And I'll give you a close-up. So there's our little fleur-de-lis on the small arch on that side. And of course we have the pocket over here. I'll have something tucked out of it. You've got the really nice big flowers here. You can still see the layering where I did the stencil, or I did the stamping, and then I did the stencil, and a little bit of inking. So you add a lot of interest. And then we have the repeat here with the windows and the arching. And yeah. But then that kind of looks like the crosses that I added here. And oh, I added one to my book on the front. Yeah. And I kind of wondered about putting the 31 on here. Like that. I still may do that. Okay, I got to show you my papers. And these are, I didn't even count how many yet. The last batch I got about 57. But, oh, I went down too far. But yeah, these were just, were they tea dyed? No, they're coffee dyed. And then I threw more of the mix over top of it. I had some taupe in here as well. The Rit dye, that was also in that mixture. And you can just kind of see how it kind of turned out. I really got some good effects. And I dried them out on the grass. See that one? That one's really nice. And it's got some sea creatures. But yeah, they kind of just, they do their own thing. You don't have any control over them sometimes. And while they were still wet, I was flicking more of the juice on top. And look at that one. That one was still pretty wet, so it's really subdued and kind of blended in together. But yeah, that's mostly what I have down through here. And then you can see on the back how the grass blades look when it's laid on the grass. I guess some of them are more defined than others. It just depends. You can really see the grass blades. Oh, that one went all the way through. Some are a little darker. I think it depends on how long I soaked them. Yeah, these on the lower side are really nice and dark. But yeah, I needed some grungy papers, and I got some grungy papers. All right. Thank you for coming to visit, and I'm going to do me another little close-up. We'll have to think of what this minister's name is. Anybody got an idea? You leave me a comment down below. But thank you. Everybody have a great day, and until I see you again, bye-bye.